loud and proud. What would William Payne Stewart be doing in heaven now? There must be at least one such person you know, a person who wouldn't blink an eye before donning a colorful outfit that nobody else would dare to wear. A person who enjoys the attention of people around. A person who cares about his appearance, but at the same time aspire to be perfect at everything they do. We like to hang out with those people, full of lively energy and interesting ideas. Most of us adores them, wants a share of all the fun and joy, and looks forward to spending time with them, though you see not all of them are their true friends. I have a friend who's just like that. He's the CEO of a headhunting company, and he shows up in the most appropriate attire for every occasion. He has a great sense of fashion. He wears a nice tuxedo to his alumni year-end event, and his golf wear displays glamorous colors and patterns. Orange and blue flowers are in full blossom on his golf pants, and sometimes a black and white scar is depicted. Thanks to this, finding him in a vast crowd at the starter is a breeze. His tone is as straightforward as his fashion. It took me quite a while to get used to it, but once I realized that there was no malice or concealment in what he said, I began to listen to his endless comments. Among the pros who remain legends in golf history, there is one famous person with a similar personality. He is William Payne Stewart. He was famous for his smooth and rhythmic swing, but most of all, his sporting colorful costumes that others would not even think of imitating. I met Payne Stewart for the first time at Pinehurst, not himself, but a life-size statue. I encountered the statue erected to commemorate him after he died in a plane crash in 1999. Behind the 18th green of Pinehurst No. 2 course, his splendid ceremony is still preserved to this day when the final putt that won the 1999 US Open fell into the cup. Imagine him balancing on his right leg with his clenched right fist outstretched towards the sky, wearing knickerbockers and knee socks. He emitted energy as if he were about to fly into the air at any moment. But sadly, it was the last tournament he won before his tragic death. At the time when I visited Pinehurst, I had just started playing golf, so I didn't know much about him. But later, I learned that traces of him remain in various stories related to golf, and I became curious. Choosing him for my Portraying Golf series was not an option, it was a must. Who was Payne Stewart, and why do American golf fans still miss him so much? Payne Stewart was born in Springfield, Missouri in January 1957. From an early age, he was good at almost every sport he played, and later he became a professional golfer under his father's influence, an accomplished amateur golfer. However, after failing to qualify for the PGA Tour, he moved to Asia and started his professional career. However, like destiny, he met his other half in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, after a couple of wins in India and Indonesia. And later it turned out to be that meeting Tracy, a girl from Australia, was far more important than winning a golf tournament. They both fell in love at first sight, and when they moved to the States after getting married, Tracy was fully supportive of him, driving her husband to the tournaments across the country. Tracy once framed one of Payne Stewart's father's notes as a gift to him on Father's Day. The note says, "Make sure he finishes high and watch his left foot, and keep his head down on his body." With the support of his reassuring wife and his family at his back, Stewart went to have a total of 11 victories, including 3 majors on the PGA Tour. Among the quotes left by Payne Stewart shows his positive and cheerful personality. "If you can't laugh at yourself, how can you laugh at anybody else? I think people see the human side of you when you do that." He told his friend Peter Jacobsen after winning his first championship on the PGA Tour in 1982. "Look at you. Look at me. Look at the guy across the fairway. We all look the same. Khaki pants, white shirts. I don't want to be like everybody else." And he proved his point. No, not just proved his point, but to the extent that the gallery could recognize him from a few hundred meters away, because Payne Stewart was the only person in history to wear pink pants, a purple shirt, and a yellow hat to the competition. People remembered him as loud and proud. He did not hesitate to express his opinion frankly, and he valued himself and his family more than anything else and was proud of them. So his straightforward honesty sometimes led to unnecessary misunderstandings by others. However, he always had his family and friends who knew his value, a warm heart, honesty, and care for others on his side. And of course, Payne Stewart was always there for them too. When his best friend, professional golfer Paul Azinger, was despondent battling cancer, Paul's friends were at a similar loss, not knowing what to do. But the only friend who stood by his side and kept him smiling was Payne Stewart. As time passed, his colleagues and golf fans realized his human nature as he continued his constant support and love. And the golf fans started to send undying love and support to him. "Phil, you're going to be a great dad. There's nothing in the world so special as being a father." At the last hole on Sunday match at 1999 US Open, Payne Stewart made a successful 15-feet putt and said to Phil Mickelson, who came to congratulate him. This scene is still considered one of the noblest moments of comfort and encouragement a winner had given to a loser in golf history. Mickelson, who lost the title to Payne Stewart by one stroke, carried a beeper with him throughout the tournament. His wife Amy was 8.5 months pregnant with her first daughter. So if labor started before Sunday, he was going to withdraw and return home to his wife. As a father, Payne Stewart, who was raising a daughter and a son, knew Mickelson's situation better than anyone else. So he encouraged Mickelson by reminding him of the special moment when he would meet his soon-to-be-born daughter. A special ceremony was held at the US Open in Pebble Beach in 2000, which was the year after Payne Stewart's death at the age of 42. To remember Payne Stewart, the day before the tournament, world-class professional golfers lined up on the 18th fairway and hit their tee shots towards the Pacific Ocean in line with the commander's signal. Just as those left behind at the hero's funeral fire their rifles towards the sky to say goodbye. The sight of a golf ball flying into the sky with a light hitting sound touched the viewers' hearts around the world. Payne Stewart's best friend Paul Azinger remembered him this way: just pure, uninscribed, and unfettered enthusiasm and joy etched in history as part of his legacy. Sports are dramas. The story of the lives of the winners and losers is hidden behind the stage until they reach the final step, the desperate moment of victory and defeat. Because of its unique nature, golf is more personal and dramatic than other sports. Payne Stewart died, leaving behind more dramas than anyone else in his short-lived career. So, what would he be doing in heaven now? Perhaps as the initials WWJD engraved on the bracelet he always wore, meaning what would Jesus do? Perhaps he is betting on a pint of beer, playing a game against Jesus Christ? The day I go to Pinehurst again, I want to take a picture next to his statue. I will pull out the knickerbockers I bought in England a long time ago, put them on, and try to pose like him, cherishing his life story in my mind.
Fire! The 21 golf ball salute was in honor of Payne Stewart, the defending US Open champion, who had died tragically in a plane crash the previous fall.